my side first, and then we can start from your introduction, and then we jump into the technical round, right? So myself,
Okay.
Shailesh Kumar, more than 16 year experience in SQL DB, MySQL, and Postgres. I am the technical interviewer for you today, and let's just start from the introduction first, and then we can jump to technical round.
Okay. Basically, I computer master's in 2007. After I started my career at a database admin, where I have to handle MySQL and MySQL databases. Those are the small databases because the company is also small. So they have done small projects. And I didn't get any luck, so I am not getting switched from to another company. So, and that time I get an opportunity as a assistant professor. So I grabbed it and worked as an assistant professor there for around 3 years. Then I get an opportunity with IBM and as a contractual employee. That time my company is Kaizen, and I accepted that, and I have worked there for around in IBM. I have worked there for around 3.5 years, in which starting 8 to 9 months that will be the contractual role, and then after 8 to 9 months I get on role in IBM. And last time when I left IBM, that time I was working on the Oracle database, MySQL database, and SQL database, in which I am more confident on the Oracle MySQL side and list on the MySQL side. And I was also working as a L2 guy, where I have to handle the team of I have a team of around 15 people where they are working and they are doing the daily monitoring work and small works where they have to manage the user and they have to do the user management, table space management, log management, and these are the things they are doing. They are handling. And mainly I am working on the patching, then performance tuning, and if they will be also stuck in some point, then also I have to come to the picture and I have to work in those. These are the things which I used to do.
Okay. So as you work on three technologies, right? So what are you difference analyze as a DBA?
If you're asking as a DBA, then I can say Oracle is the far better than all of the databases, and then I can compare. Then I will say for the MySQL side, then I can say for the MySQL side. But few features for the MySQL, and that will be good than the MySQL. But MySQL is still better than the MySQL. Sorry for that.
It's okay, not an issue. Basically, I'm just thinking in the way, right? If anyone is working on any technology, it will deep dive in the technology and understand the features which is providing by that technology, right? And how they are implementing in the client side if any new requirement came, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So basically, going forward, I would like to know the project. Basically, it is required for a Postgres and MySQL, right? Not Oracle, but you have an experience on
Okay.
Oracle. So if we have a time, then we can jump into the Oracle part, but we start from the MySQL and SQL because client has SQL Server too, right? They are using high
Okay.
abilities and all, and they are focusing on DR and HADR and backup and recovery, and that's a little bit from the performance tuning side.
Okay.
Okay, so uh, let's start from the rating, right? Being a DBA, how much you rate yourself as a database admin, MySQL and Postgres? Sorry, SQL Server.
For MySQL, I can rate myself as 7.5 to 8, and for MySQL, I can rate myself as 7.
Okay, okay. And how about the code writing, TSQL?
Mm, Basically, while writing the code, I will take the help of the Google and some AI tools also.
No, not
Then I
not
can write it.
not that complex queries, but if you are DBA, you are fetching some data to monitor the systems, right? Being a DBA, we have to monitor the system, right? We are not using too much third-party tools, right? We have a native tools, right?
Mhm.
So we have a
Mhm.
system views and system procedures, functions, right? We are
Ah,
calling
For
that. Yeah.
for those, I can write it. For those, I can write it by this one.
Okay. Okay, so let's just start. You have work on installation part and then data was disaster recovery, performance tuning. Okay, so let's start from the installation part. So you work on the Windows as well as Linux box, right?
Yes, for MySQL, for both I work.
Okay. So in MySQL, right, if anyone asks to create one new environment, right,
Hmm.
and they are saying that we have a concurrent connection more than thousands, right,
Hmm.
and data will be grow up to 2 TB. So
Hmm.
how can you design this system? And what are the
First of all,
resources we allocate to the system? Yeah.
okay. First of all, we need sufficient number of CPUs and the RAM for the
Yeah, that
server.
is, you can calculate that things, right? You have a more than 1,000 users, right? Concurrent connections.
Okay.
So what will be the memory you think on, right? The CPU, and the we have also said that about that storage part, right? They are going to write a data 2 TB in a year, right, or a couple of years. So you have to think about all the
Okay.
perspectives, right?
If that much of the space we need to consume for a year for the 2 TB, then we have to go for the CPU side, like minimum 32 CPU we require, and then the RAM will be the 64 GB minimum it will be required for that server, and yes, that will be sufficient. And then we have to install it. We install the MySQL server, and we also then we can create the connection from the server with that server, and we can edit some parameters in that. Means max connections we have to edit it because limit will be the 300 for while installing it, and few parameters also we need to change, like these parameters. Temp table, then inode buffer pool size, then max heap size, thread count, then thread connections. These things we have also to change for the better performance. These are the things which we have to consider. Few more parameters are also there, but I can recall these parameters right now.
Okay. So, have you any idea how much memory required for per connections? If any end user creating connection to the databases from any third party tool or client tool or any web page, right? So how much memory required?
If I'm not wrong, then it will be in between 1 to 2 MB.
Okay. Here I think you have worked on this. Okay, so Linux box, you have a mount point, right? And somehow we are writing. Sorry, yeah. Sometimes we get an error like this is mount. There's no space on that mount point, right? Have you seen this type of error?
Yes.
So what are the steps you take to resolve this issue?
First of all, if we can increase the space in that particular mount point, then it's okay from the server side or from the with the help of the server team or someone. And if we can't, then we have to move those data from that directory to another directory, and we can use it.
Okay.
Or one more thing is there in Linux server, we can merge two directories and we can use those two. Okay. In a single.
So let's a scenario, right? We are planning to move data from one directory to another directory, right? On mount point. So what will be your step? Means what is the command you use for that?
First of all, we need to take the downtime from the application team and and the stakeholders who are working on those servers, on those database servers. Then we have to down the DB. Then we have to move the files from that directory to another directory. Then we have to change the parameter in the data directory. We have to change the directory name, and then we can start the DB.
Okay. On this, let's see, I'm a senior and I'm requesting you that I have to move one history table, right? Any application we have a history table, like just like Intel call history or customer history, right? Or event history. So that is growing very huge, right? Because it's history table, right? So being a senior DB, I'm asking you that can you move this table to another mount point? Is there possibilities? If then what are the steps we will take?
It's an enterprise edition, then it may possible, but not in the community version, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
And I can't recall the step, but as I think it will be possible in the enterprise edition.
Yeah, if you work on performance tuning, you think regarding the same also, right? You have database performance tuning mentioned right here. So there's a table partitioning, or you can say that. So I'm not going for the table partitioning. I'm just moving this table to one directory to another directory.
Yes,
right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, then you have configured replication, right? High ability master and master slave and master active. Okay. So can you explain this? What is different between master slave and master high
In
ability?
master slave, we can access the data from in master we can access the data from the both nodes, and in master slave we can access the data from the master only, and slave will be replicating the data from the master.
Okay. So how application can reach to master A or master B? Any config file settings, any parameter need to set, or how we are routing these connections to master A and master B?
Yes, we have to change some parameters in the database.
Okay, that is okay. Replication, right? Which replication have you used in MySQL?
Basically, I am not using any replication. I am using like this means first of all on the primary node we are taking the binary logs, and from there we have taking the binary logs and move it to the another node, and we are just applying those binary log on the server.
Okay. So I'm just jumping thought in different way. If you work on Oracle, if you work on MySQL and in SQL Server, right? Three technology providing your replication, right? So can you explain what you've done in three technology on replication side? In Oracle, you are using what Golden Gate,
Yes,
Arman. What is
in
this?
Oracle, I am using DataGuard and the Golden
DataGuard,
Gate
okay.
both, and also the log shipping, where I am using take first of all we have to take the Arman backup and move it to the another node and restore those backup, and then whatever the archive log will be generating on the production side, that will be moved to the another server, and we are applying those logs.
Okay.
And in transaction in that MS SQL server, we are using the mirroring and
No,
for mirroring, we are just
replication.
for that I'm using the transaction log shipping, where we are configuring it using that SSMS tool, and in that we are just transaction log shipping, we are enabling it and configure all of the parameters, and it will be in every 5 minutes we will move the transaction log from one node to another node, and it will be applying there.
Okay. So in implementing this replication, what are the challenges you face? Any idea? You have seen anything?
Sometimes we have the storage issue. Sometimes we have the network issue due to which it will be creating the lagging or the latency. And sometimes we also have the sometimes the file will while moving it will have the network issue, so the file will be corrupted sometimes. So we have to manually do those activities, or we have in one server I have created one like that. If that will be occurred, or if that will be throwing an error or the corruption error, then it will be again copy the file from the another node and apply those logs.
Okay. Okay, cloning the database. What do you mean by cloning of database?
Cloning is just like the switch over, you can say, or the failover.
What
Like
will
whatever the data.
okay, I understand that. So what is the command you use to clone the database from a database to you are creating the XYZ?
First of all, we have to get the another server, and we are just to take the data backup and restore there, and then we are start the in Oracle we are start the data guard setup. Then it will be replicating the data from one node to another node. In MySQL we are applying those from the binary logs, and in transaction log in MS SQL we are using the transaction log for applying those logs, and we are just when the application team is saying that we need that data till now, then we are just giving that server to them.
Okay.
By starting the database.
So we are jumping to the monitoring part. What are that system catalog, system view, or system procedure, system tables you are using in your day-to-day activity in monitoring in terms of MySQL monitoring?
First of all, we are using that. First of all, we have to monitor the general log, not the general log, error log, because we are also enabling the general log in one server, because that will be the critical server, and we have to monitor all of the transactions which will be occurring on that server. So we have enabled the general log there, and then we have to monitor the error log. Then we have to monitor the flow log, and then we are doing those using those tables or scripts. Few scripts I have created for monitoring it, and few are like show process list, then show connection. We are checking in the connections in MySQL workbench. We have to check the connections. Then the user we have to check either any issue with the user or not. these things we are checking mainly.
Okay. In MySQL conf, what are the parameter you tuned till now in your environment?
Thread count, then max heap, then temp table, then InnoDB buffer pool, InnoDB. For InnoDB, I have tuned for around 4 or 5 parameters. I'm not remembering all of them, but InnoDB buffer pool we have to change. Then few more parameters are also there, and thread count. Few more parameters are also there which I have to tune. Then something for the CPU is there. Then something for the node is there. These things also we have to change.
Okay. What are different type of storage engine in MySQL?
I have worked on the MyISM, then the InnoDB engine, then also I have worked on the federated engine.
Okay.
These engines which I have used on.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean by open tables in MySQL?
Sorry,
Not an issue. Okay. This is a part of performance tuning, basically, just for the hint. Okay. Oh, okay. Coming to the backup and restore point, right? Client is just looking to this also. So upgrade. So what are the different type of upgrades you have used, or you know about the upgrades?
First of all, we just down the DB, and we have to take a downtime, and then we have to down the DB and then install the upgrade, and we are just trying to up the DB and check it really working or not. If there will be any error in the error log, then we have to work on those.
If let's say scenario we have a Linux box, right? So what will the command you fire for upgrade the MySQL 8 point something version?
Upgradation I haven't did on the my Linux side. I have did only the Windows side only right now.
Okay, but you have mentioned you should specify here you are working on the Windows.
I have said for the both.
See, this is your resume saying that, right? I am not asking from anywhere else, right? Your resume is saying that. Okay, so PG MySQL dump, right? So MySQL dump and okay. So dump any parameters you set to reduce the duration of backup while taking MySQL backup. Any parameter?
Thread count and the InnoDB buffer pool size. These two are the main parameters which will be required for the MySQL dump backup.
Okay, so totally you work on Linux box or my Windows platform?
See, for the upgrading or for the patching part, I have did only on the Windows, and rest all of the activities I have did on the both.
Okay, so let's have a scenario. I have a 1.5 TB of database, right? That is customer master database, right? You have to take a backup. So what will you command write of? Can you type in that chat box? Here I'm typing here. DB name. Sorry. We can say client master. Let's see. This is a database name. Size 1.8 TB, right? You take a backup.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that is your .sql you are taking backup. What other type of backup, extension we can use here? If I want to make in a directory, right, not a SQL file, so what will be the command or parameter you change here?
Once you create a directory,
Yeah.
I just used this one, and also I have used long time back. I was using the MySQL instance backup. In that, we can take the snapshot, means add a physical file backup from the database.
Okay, not an issue. So you have worked on query tuning, right, or performance tuning, right? You have mentioned here,
Mhm.
right? So indexing and what is this? Okay, use performance schema. Okay, so indexing. What do you mean by index?
Sometimes the application team is creating multiple call indexes as like some in a particular index there will be the multiple columns, and that may integrate the performance. So we have to create the individual indexes for individual columns, and it will improve the performance also. So we are working on those also sometimes.
Okay, what are different type of indexes in MySQL?
Sorry that I can't recall.
No, you are just saying that you are creating indexes, right? So it's depend on that column and the data type, right?
That will be, those are the indexes which if that will be a constant which will be like primary key, unique key, then not null. These are the indexes which we are creating.
Okay, and here, can you explain what is defragmentation?
In defragmentation, we are rearranging the data in the particular table or in particular object which we are
Okay.
doing.
So coming to this database object side, what is different between table and view?
View is a in a view we can create from the multiple tables. We can create a data. We can extract the data from the multiple tables or the single table in a single line. Like we have to take only two columns from our employee table, like first name and the last name. So we have to create the view, like we create view name, then select it first name, then last name from the employee table, and it will be just throwing the output where only first name and the last name will be available.
Okay. Is there any difference between table and view? A specific difference?
View don't have the specific storage, table have the storage specific storage.
Okay. What is different between view and materialized view in MySQL?
Materialized view, I think it will take a particular storage also, and it will create the pointer values for the from the table.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
it will fetch the record from the table.
Any other difference?
We can create the index, I think, on that materialized view.
Right.
If I'm not. Yes.
Okay. Can you differentiate between function and procedure?
Yes, function is just like an equation. If you think it will work like an equation, means whatever the operations we have to do, we can assign in that function. And in procedure also we can create those activities as a function. But in procedure we can also call other values from another tables. We can create the variables there. We can create the whatever the values we have to extract. We can create those in procedure.
Okay. What is the difference between inner join and left join? Have you seen these joins in your query?
In inner join, yes. In inner join, we just extract the data which will be same in both of the tables, in table A, table B. And in left join, it will throw all of the records which will be available in the left table, and those records which will be combined from the another table, and same from the another table.
Okay. What is different with union and union all?
Union all will be the union all will be the faster, and in union it will not. In union all we can get the we will get the distinct values.
Union all or in union?
All,
which is faster? Let's come to the point. Which is faster? So why it is faster? Why it is faster?
then it will throw all of the values, and in the end we will get the existing values.
Just little difference or nothing, right? Okay. What is
Mhm.
difference between delete and truncate?
In delete, we can delete any particular rows also, and in truncate, we will delete all of the rows from the table.
Okay. Any other difference?
It will hold both will hold the metadata. Yes, in truncate we can roll back, and in delete we can roll back.
But in performance, terms of performance?
In terms of performance, truncate will be the faster, delete will be the slower.
Why?
Because it will delete one row by row, and in truncate it will be deleting complete rows.
No. Any other difference? It is the simple explanation. Delete will writing a log. It delete is writing a log. Truncate is not writing the log. So when his IO is increased, it will decrease the performance basically, right? In terms of maintenance and all. Okay. Okay. So this is here. What is acid property?
Atomicity, consistency, isolation. I forgot for the T.
Okay. So have you heard about SDLC? What is SDLC? No. Okay, not any. So it is software development life cycle. You stands after this, after SDLC. Okay. Next is right. I think you have read about this normalization, right? And entity relationships, right? So what is normalization?
In normalization, we are not rearranging. We are maintaining the data, which will be like 1F, 2F, 3F, like that, BCNF, like that. We are rearranging the data, so it will not create any issue. Means it will not impacting the performance. Like when we are going to use the where command for any particular value, then it will not impacting it. Means it will not have the issue for throwing the multiple rows like that.
What do you mean by entity relationships, and what are different type of ER?
I don't know.
Yeah, you are making a join, right? This is a part of entity relationship, right? It's just logically, if you are tuning the query that you're going to that, you are making a let's see about the joins, right? So you're making a join from one table to one table, one to many table, or many to many tables. Why you are able to do this?
For getting the output, or we are creating the relation from another table.
Just simply see, this is a keywords only before going to any software development company, right? Every DBA developer or whatever that team there, no, should know about the entire relationship, right?
I haven't heard about it till now.
If you're going to tune the query, right, you see that no, how you create a view basically, right? So you create using multiple tables, right? Why you are able to make a using multiple tables? Is there any connections between that, right? Any common columns real, right? You can make a relation between both, right? Date and time, customer ID, or we can say that other things is first name, right? Simply, that's a different thing. Okay. Okay, this is a MySQL part, and let's go to the jump in a SQL part a little bit because client has their. So in what you have done in my MS SQL server, you can just explain from your side, then you just start. Yeah.
So basically, we have the servers in which we are working. Like we have the servers where we have installed the.
Yeah, I think your network problem is breaking.
First of all, we have this. Even there in backup, they are using the. Mainly, I am working on using the SSMS tool only, and we have created the maintenance plan for creating the backups, then maintenance plan for rebuilding the index, rebuilding the indexes sometimes, not for always. And then we have created the index for stats gathering, statistics gathering. I think in this. Then we have created the mirror servers. Then we have also created the transaction log skipping servers using this. These are the things which I have built.
So mirroring, what are the different modes in mirroring?
I don't know about the modes, but I just create using the SSMS tool, and there it will
So it
be,
will asking which mode you are choosing, or what is the by default mode for that. If you are adding that principal
don't know.
server and the second mirror server, it will asking each which mode you are going to.
It will not ask for the mode.
Yes,
I
sure.
think.
It will ask. It will ask. Third or fourth step is asking for that mode.
I can't recall it now. Then.
Not any. So I think you have not done more than one or two times, right? Okay. So in the user management, right? Let's have an example. We have a reports, right? Customer uses reports, right? And client is saying that XYZ logins required to execute this procedure only.
Okay.
So how can you provide the access to the XYZ user?
Okay. First of all, we have to. Is this a new user or new user?
Let's have example new user, right?
Okay. First of all, we have to create the server in the server login for that XYZ user. Then we have to create the assign that user for that database and the procedure which we have to give him.
No, so I'm asking about the execute permission, not on database. This is object level permission. So is there any way to provide object level permission in MS SQL Server? Yeah.
I think so.
If you right click on the database, then you go for the mapping, right?
Yes.
So you are going for the database level mapping, not the object level mapping. If you click on securable, is there an option securable in database properties, providing when access, right?
I can't recall it now.
Yeah, okay, you can see that on there. Okay. Then you have work on profiler, right? What is profiler?
So in profiler, all of the transactions will be showing there. So we can fetch the very particular query from there also. And sometimes, one time we have a scenario like one of the application team is saying that we are firing one query and you have to find which query has been fired from this server. And then we are just monitoring enabling the profiling, and we are just monitoring it, and we have fetched that query.
Okay. So after running profiler, is there an activity to work on that, or only the capturing that transactions is the main work?
I will only use for the capturing the transaction and then stop it.
Okay. So what is the use of that? You capture that log or transactions.
I haven't much worked on the MySQL server. I already told you.
Because you have written here, right? You have worked on 2012, 16, and 19 on the Windows environment, right? And you mentioned it profiler and all, right? Profile is not a small tool, basically, right?
Yes, I know.
Without DTA, you cannot complete this task. There's a data tuning advisor.
Basically, whatever the environment we have now, in those environment, client is not.
I know everything, but I'm just evaluating your resume here, right? You mentioned here, right? Any interview goes through your resume first. He spent 10 minutes to read their resume, right? What the candidate has done, right? And then start taking questions on that, right? Okay. So then we cannot go in encryption, your written encryption and all that. Leave it. Slowness query. So so server configuration. So what are the parameters you set while configuring servers in SQL Server?
Mainly the memory part, we are capping it for that.
So what is the column name you set? Using command or using GUI, right?
No. Using the SSMS we are configuring.
So, okay, so let's
right click on the server, then in memory we will change that.
What you see if you click on the memory part? What you see in the page?
It will show the large value which will be
min max server memory. By default is 2 terabyte, right?
Yes. That we are capping it only.
Okay, and below you are seeing about the how much you are allocating memory to the indexing part.
I haven't seen that. Sorry.
You can open that. You can open it. You can see that, right?
Okay.
Okay, not an issue. So, Subham, I had done from my side. Do you have any question? I can answer that if I know, or I can explain
Okay,
little
so
bit.
what will be the environment there and
Yeah, I initially told you client has MySQL, Postgres, and SQL Server. They are working on basically GCP. They are focusing on backup and recovery, performance tuning, and migration.
okay.
Yeah, so they are just planning to upgrade their systems or application maybe, but deeper I don't know. But this is the environment. More
Okay.
more databases on SQL and Postgres. Couple of on SQL
Okay.
Server. Yeah.
Okay.
All are on cloud environment only, not on premise,
Okay.
and all on the Linux box only, not Windows.
Okay.
Yes. Anything else?
No, no.
Okay, thank you, have a nice day. Bye bye.